Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. You're with Abby, and this is Coffee with Abby. Right. So, firstly, a happy long weekend to you folks. It's Remembrance Day in Canada on Monday, and it's Veterans Day in the U.S. on Monday. So, I am looking forward to this long weekend to get some rest and to just chill out after this big week of work. And I hope you get some rest as well. Right. So, back to the video. So, today we're going to be talking about something that can help you make better decisions in life. Um, it will help you consume information in a better way, in a more effective way, in the right way, so that you can process it and make better decisions, which can lead to, let's say, better results, as well as happiness in life potentially, right? And this is a scientific idea, so it's all factual, right? So today I'm going to be talking about something which is called science of availability, or let's call it availability bias. We're going to be covering what it is and what it can impact, how it can impact things negatively, why does it really happen, and what can you do to avoid availability bias and make the wrong decisions. What is availability bias? I think you all know this to a great extent, right? It's essentially when you remember something that has happened very recently, so the information is available to you, and you make a decision or a judgment based on that. So let's say that you heard about a car crash in a particular street in Toronto and want to avoid that for some reason. You hear about a shooting in a particular area, let's say North or Finch, let's say, and you want to avoid that area in the recent weeks to come because of that reason. You hear about the color violet being, or violet colored flowers being bringing luck to someone else, and they told you this recently, and now you want to get a bunch of wildflowers for your home for good luck. So this is availability bias. Now this is all well and good in a positive context, right? But when can it get really detrimental? I want to give you some examples, right? Let's talk about the most common example which we see is plane crashes. We're going to talk about, all right, let's say that you hear about, you're watching the news and it says there have been 2 plane crashes in 1 week in Toronto YYZ airport. Now, Pearson's. Now you hear this and you get really scared, and you have like a vacation coming up or a business meeting coming up in this week, and you cancel that because you are scared that these crashes that are happening while, let's say, the crashes are happening while the planes are taking off. So you are scared that while departure my plane might crash as well. There's something seriously wrong, and you cancel all your plans. But there has been no official statement by the government that you should not fly. There's been no direction like that has been shared by officials, but you still make it on your mind, take it to yourself to cancel all your plans and take a decision that way. Now I'll tell you some statistics here, right? So Toronto Airport in a single day has about 600 to 800 flights. In a single week, it has close to 5,000 flights. That is 4790 flights, right? And if you do the math, the chances of crashes, 2 crashes in a week, by let's say, and if it has never happened in the rest of the year, suddenly it happens 2 crashes a week. Now after the rest of the year, so that'll be your chances of crashes departure are 0.0004%, which is far less than 1%. Firstly, and it's very, very minuscule. It's insignificant. It is 2 by 4790. And why this is important is because, contrast to how we feel about it, the magnitude of how we felt when we heard that news on TV, or when someone told us about it, was we had negative emotions immediately, and that really made us feel that we want to cancel all our plans, despite the fact that there have been no guidance that has been provided by the government that nothing's happening. We took a decision by ourselves. We never really looked at the statistics that crazily, but we just took a decision, right? And that's how these things work. Availability bias can have such a tremendous negative impact if you're not using actual facts to make decisions. Another popular thing is about marriages of celebrities and how they break down, as well as celebrities, let's say, ODing on drugs and things like that. And I think I read this somewhere. This is a fact that those statistics are also vastly overstated in our heads. I think their chances of marriage failures are as good as anyone else's really in society, which is about close to 50%. So 50% of celebs, about close to 50% of celebrities still stay married, which is the truth in society as well. And I think that's the interesting fact. Whatever is shown to you as and which is recent information, and most of the recent information comes to us through news channels or social media, right? Extremely dangerous. Another aspect is vividness of the information. Someone talks to you about a car from, let's say, Honda catching on fire in front of them, and then you remember that for a while, that okay, fuck that, I'm not gonna fucking get a Honda now, because you saw or someone told you that image of fire and the spontaneous combustion is now stuck in your head. So you don't want to take a decision based on that. All right. So why does availability bias or science of availability, why does it really happen? So there's a few reasons why, right? Firstly, our thinking is divided into two stems, system 1 and system 2 thinking. System 1 is that style of thinking, that part of thinking that is based on intuition and experience. So maybe we make quick decisions based on that. And system 2 thinking is where we take it's based on heuristics and structured thinking, and we take slow decisions, but which are more measured based on facts and thought evolution. All right. So availability bias is based on system 1 thinking, and it happens. It is more enhanced, more prone to availability bias when, firstly, when the task is effortful, we are doing two effortful things at the same time. So let's say that we are doing something like gymming, and at the same time we are in a business meeting and we're trying to make an important decision. We are prone to availability bias. So please don't book your flight tickets for a trip next time that you're watching TV and at the same time you're on a business meeting on phone, right? Avoid that. Second is, finally, when you're in a good mood or not depressed. So I don't know how that works, but that's a fact. I don't have any examples to give you, but that's how it works. Thirdly, knowledgeable novices. So you'll see this in your companies as well, right? There are these people who seem smart because they know some shit, but they're not really experts in that area. But then they will go ahead and make stupid decisions, and they'll be your managers or something. They'll be like, "What the fuck are they doing, man? Like, you can do a better job than them just because they speak with confidence." They're prone to availability bias. That's what's happening. Like, they make decisions based on recency. They'll read something on a fucking news or something like that. They'll see something on TV and they'll make decisions based on that. That's how knowledgeable novices work. Lastly, when people feel powerful, it can be powerful with good judgment, but many times people like executives, leaders of nations, leaders of companies, or just whenever you are feeling powerful yourself, you're susceptible to availability bias. I have an example which is going to make people mad, but I fucking hate Elon Musk right now. Right now, what he's become. So Elon Musk is one of the most revolutionary. I would say not revolutionary. It's a paradigm shift. He's such a innovatory leader in business. He's so innovative. He's built so many products which have like radically changed the way we, let's say, observe cars, or we think about space travel, things like that. He's exploring into areas which we are never really explored to a certain extent in a commercial way. So that's a big thing that Elon Musk is doing. However, now recently, based on his success by feeling powerful, he's making stupid decisions like purchasing X, laying off huge chunk of his employees. He's chastised. He made X free for all. Everyone is free to speak their mind, but then he's blocking and chastising people who are speaking ill against X or him. So which is a catch-22 situation. It is it's ironic. It's not right. So he's just being a hypocrite at this point. So it's just he's just, I think, leaning into fallibility bias in some of his decisions, probably just because he made successful decisions in the past. More recently doesn't mean that he's gonna continue in the same way, right? It gives you a false boost of confidence, and that's why you should be careful about that. So yeah, those are the key reasons. Lastly, how can we avoid taking such decisions? So it's one basic thing is to just slow down and breathe. Before you're about to consume such an information from the news, you need to slow down. I want to give you my personal example. The other day I was at Yorkdale Mall at night, and I was parking there. I couldn't find parking close to the mall. It was all, it was about 7:30 p.m. It was all packed, and I had to find parking away from the mall, on the other side where it's dark. You know what I'm talking about, right? The other side in the street where there's parking, but it's isolated and it's kind of dark. There are no lights. I parked there because there was no space. But I kept thinking to myself, is the braking gonna happen? Is my car getting stolen today? I saw another car there with lights on, so I thought this one's gonna break in. Such stupid shit to minds. And I am someone who tries to think rationally, but it didn't happen. I still failed. I looked the statistics up. The chances were less than 1% again, but it made me feel uncomfortable, and I was almost about to take off because of that. And that's how availability bias affects you. Finally, don't digest everything that social media and the news tells you. News is important, but researched and developed news is not developed. Researched and structured news, which also has some suggestions, positive suggestions or negative suggestions. Some suggestions is important. For example, they tell you that there has been a crime incident in Finch. They should also back that up with what are the chances of a crime overall with in Toronto and specifically in Finch, and how does Finch compare to other parts of the city. That will be a constructive takeaway for you to see whether you wanna live in Finch or not, or you want to visit there or not, right? You can't just take a decision just based on that stupid fucking metric that just toss it out there. Social media and news, the entire objective is to use misinformation or half truths to garner views. Remember that. You never get the full picture from fucking news and social media is the worst. Firstly, it's a bunch of dumb fucks who just share partial news to feel or to get views. But news is also partially susceptible to that. I think it's also shares a lot of misinformation. Finally, be humble. Like we just saw, right? Like I think we took. You might take another example of powerful people, right? Powerful. When you feel powerful, confidence and is one thing. It's good to be confident, but feeling powerful and not considering availability bias before taking a decision is dangerous. So you need to be humble at all aspects of life, whether you are an executive of a company or you're a new joiner, whether you're in any kind of profession, right? Doesn't matter. You need to be humble at all times, and that really helps you consider things, statistical aspects of things like availability bias before taking decisions. Again, that's it, folks. Today's topic is availability bias. Hope this helped you a little bit. The examples helped you a little bit. If you wanna learn about more such things about economics and psychology, I think I have a lot of talk about in these areas based on my experience. I think I enjoy speaking about these things. So yeah, feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you. I hope you have a fantastic week, and bye.